I need to ask you a question.
Be curious, drifters.
Allegron's won the Brisbane Cup, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow. Barraquil, Benny Allen hasn't moved.
Broadside him, bobbed, won the Golden Rose.
Pride of Jenny, trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenny has run them into the night. Switzerland, the big winner by 2.5 Bellatrix Star.
He's down, Jolly Star. She is a star in the making. Jolly Star bolts in.
It's all Isthmus. She's very smart and fast.
Look at us. Natural disaster and everything.
This is just the level of commitment. Drifters, first and foremost, like the fact that we actually consistently record during the season every Sunday morning. Sunday morning. What are you guys getting up to on a Sunday morning? Licking your fucking wounds. Licking your wounds. This is our commitment to the cause. Cyclone Freddy.
Bit of fizzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Premature.
Storm in a teacup sort of stuff.
If Alfred was a bloke, the woman would be left unsatisfied.
Big time. Yeah.
I definitely can't relate to that.
Mate, you're married.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Have to be doing something, right?
At least 30 seconds.
But yeah. Bit of wind, bit of rain, but like I've experienced like the conditions in 2022, was it? We had to cancel a couple of podcasts, I believe, during that time.
Yep.
That was full on. That was some of the gnarliest I've seen.
That was cooked.
And then the floods in 2011 was like just constant rain for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, literally.
It just did not stop.
Unrelenting.
Yeah, it was relentless.
It was relentless rain.
Whereas Freddie was like, "Hey, bruh, here's some sunshine."
yeah, exactly. Freddie was like, "Look, if you want to go to the pub with your mates and have a few beers, you know, like, there's nothing to prevent you from getting there and also from getting back home."
Who am I to discriminate?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, we've had storms, more fast and furious. Of course, though, you know, there's probably some people who are going through a bit of hardship at the moment in southeast Queensland, northern New South Wales. So, you know, we're not taking the piss out of you. We're taking the piss out of Freddie a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not all he cracked up to be.
No. Absolutely.
So fucking untwist your knickers.
Yeah. Untwist them. But yes, thoughts go out to those affected. But, you know, we're putting tapes on windows. We were like hoarding water. There was panic buying. And thankfully, on the larger part, it was all unnecessary.
Yes. I'm not going to lie. I did panic buy some cans of tuna and a couple of packets of chips.
Yep. Yeah, I've been smashing the Cheezels this week. Real Kent Street vibes.
Yeah, how good are Cheezels?
Oh, dude. It's
so good.
Like, got the party packs. And I was just having a party for one.
Yeah. Where's the rest of this party? Yeah. Were you also cooking up some hot chips and folding them in half and just expertly just carving out some mayonnaise?
Well, me cooking hot chips, no. And the selections around here were pretty vast. So there was one pizza place which I pounded a couple of times. So anyway, people are here for our thoughts on the horse racing in general.
Yeah.
Bit of egg on our faces for one result in particular. But
yeah,
what were your thoughts in general for the weekend of horse racing?
Phenomenal. Great day of racing. Some questions raised. No, I thought it was fantastic. And yeah, few winners between us, which was good.
Yep.
The source, I was keeping an eye on the drift stories on Instagram throughout the day. And there was a new story being uploaded every 5 minutes, I felt, with another winner from the source. I was like, huh?
Well,
picking the eyes out of him.
Well, the source was also venturing into Melbourne town for the features. 2 from 2. So, yeah. No, it was a good day.
Yeah.
It was which, you know, few and far between. But yeah, I think you and I, via like our employees, the Victorian Vicar and the Sydney Source, were able to find some winners yesterday, which was good.
Yeah.
All right, I want to start with the 2-year-olds, the 1,200 metres. So there was 3 of these races on the day at Randwick over the 1,200, right? That was commemorative in the last. Very smart win.
Yeah, good win.
She brained him. And then obviously Tentris. And the other one was Tempted. So a Godolphin treble.
Yeah.
Godolphin, they're back.
Godolphin, they had an absolute fill-up yesterday, and we'll talk about it more later, but if Broadsiding won the round with Guineas, what a day they would have had.
Would have been unbelievable. But so, overall times, right? Commemorative was the fastest of the 3 races. She would have beaten Tempted by about 2.5 lengths and Tentris by just under 6.
Wow.
So, in the first half of the race, Tempted and the 2-year-old fillies would have led the Colts by 5.5 lengths and Commemorative by 3.5.
Okay, so they went quick.
So it was a pretty quick race. So last 600 metres saw Commemorative run home 6 lengths quicker, as you kind of expect, and then 4 lengths quicker than the Colts as well. So that kind of like gives the context of everything. Last week, for the 2-year-olds, we saw the fillies run home quicker. We saw the fillies run home quicker this week as well. Is it a year for the girls, for the 2-year-olds?
I'm throwing everything I know about 2-year-olds, which isn't much, mind you, is just out the window.
Yeah.
Because I thought last year that the boys were so much better.
True.
For me, I'm not a big times guy. I'm probably more concerned with, okay, well, if the boys went out more slowly, yet Tentris was able to launch from the back and run over the top of them, it's like, okay, well, this guy has a turn of foot. And that's a turn of foot that's going to be able to get him out of trouble in a lot of races. Nearly won the Blue Diamond, Tentris, and then going back to the fillies race, Tempted obviously comes out of the Blue Diamond where she was a little bit unlucky. Was she your on top selection in the Diamond or one of your selections?
No, I had the Friedman horse, who I can't remember now, but she was I had 2 bets in the race. She was one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She got absolutely pounded in the market, Tempted. The J-Mac factor.
Yeah, but just also, she's smart.
Yeah.
Caulfield, probably not her track. Randwick is. Like, nice long straight. So, I think that's why I liked her yesterday.
Yeah.
And yeah, take a little bit of the J-Mac tax, but you still, I think she started with 3 in front of it.
Yeah, she did. We both got a better price than that. I thought that was a really smart win. But I sort of look at that fillies race and I'm thinking, well, aside from her, is there anything else you want to take out of it?
Probably not, but I think it's a year where you kind of you're trying to find those ones that have the flashing light, but I think the winners are just forgotten about.
Yeah.
Similar to a Fireburn year, she was winning in the lead up, and then they'll pop up on Slipper Day again,
Double figures,
and they'll win.
Yep.
That's why I'm so keen on Mahuna. Maybe she was good.
Yep.
But Tempted was probably better still.
Yeah.
Within the law, I'm still very keen on.
Yeah.
The ability to chase a line and run through it is understated.
Line chaser, Bjorn.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a winning factor.
Yeah.
I thought Tempted was great. The daughter of Street Boss. And we were sort of talking about it only a couple of weeks ago. We could probably talk more about it later on the podcast. But, where are these 2-year-olds at? And, it's not really an exciting bunch. It's like, well, watching them yesterday, I am so excited for the Golden Slipper. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it might be a subpar year. Who fucking cares? You're still trying to find the winner.
It's even.
Like,
you'll have I think that'll be a result.
Yep.
I'm looking at the slipper market right now.
Okay.
With the good people at Nets, close friends of ours. Wotan, $6 favourite. He had every chance yesterday.
Every chance. Where did he end up finishing in that race? Third, second?
He ran second, but like from where Tentris was, like only beaten less than a length, but I can't see him changing the changing the result on that horse, for instance.
No.
Perfect run, especially because like barrier 4. Like it'll be interesting to see who J-Mac rides in the slipper.
Chris Waller is a master trainer, and he's so good at getting a horse to bounce back. But that's $6. Yeah, you're starting to get to a price where if you still want to find out, you could. But
don't know about that.
But also, I'm thinking about all the punters who are diving into the futures at like $2. Like, come on, man.
That's silly stuff.
Sicko stuff.
Well, I don't think he's even guaranteed a run in the slipper now. Because I think he needed to win yesterday to guarantee his spot. So, prize money.
Wow.
Like, there's a lot in front of him in the order of entry now. So, he'll probably still sneak his way in, but yeah, I don't know. Just like for $6 for a horse that's not absolutely 100% guaranteed from the last I saw.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
No, it's silly.
No.
Silly.
So,
if he was in the field and he started $6,
yeah,
if you want to have a bet, I'd be like, okay, so you're betting on him bouncing back to his debut performance, which we see with these 2-year-olds. Sometimes they can debut very sharply and then fall away.
And as I kind of said to you guys, the Magic Man that's a horse that you can kind of use as a bit of a yardstick. That horse was beaten, I believe, by about 4 lengths by Wotan on debut. Within the law, Rivellino beat him by 4 lengths in the Millennium. So it's like, I don't think there's that big of a gap between Wotan, Rivellino within the law. So I'd rather be taking the larger price for those horses.
Absolutely. In the Colts race, I thought North England was great. Coming back.
Yeah, just... it's going to come too soon for him, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think so. But I thought he was good. But all honest to the winner, Tentris, he was great in the Blue Diamond. We saw that form stack up in the Phillies race as well. Be fascinated to see if Devil Knight comes up. Because he's one who can put himself up on pace. But this thing with Hot Nash. Did you see his goggles yesterday? The reflective goggles?
Bro.
I was like, that's so hot.
Aura.
So much aura.
Like, that was... I was like, hello. Nash, the trendsetter at... What, he'd be 50, 60, 70 years old?
He'd be at least 80 years old, Nash. At least. Oh, I saw that. I was like, hang on a second.
The daddy of racing.
He is. And it's funny how often you see jockeys coming back from a win and they throw their goggles away to a punter. Nash is like, no, you ain't having these, bruh.
No way, bro.
He looked so hot.
Yeah, he did.
And he got on this thing and he got off this thing and he's like, fuck yeah. I've got to ride in the slipper.
Yeah, exactly.
The Freedmans with the Godolphin Colt, you just know.
Yeah, 100% you do. So, yeah, all honours to the winner. Absolutely exploded. Really sharp turn of foot. Reminded me of Animo in his 2-year-old year a little bit. Son of Street Boss as well.
Yeah, another progeny of Street Boss. He's just starting to put together a pretty significant CV, Street Boss. Tell you how much for free.
You didn't mind the run of Nepotism.
Yeah, I thought Nepotism was a good run. Thanks for reminding me. 2-year-old colt from the Hawk stable by Brutal. They also trained Brutal, didn't they? Mm-hmm. So that makes sense. Look, Golden Slipper, too soon for this man. He was on debut. So a lot of water to go under the bridge, but obviously a lot of the runners in the slipper fall away heading into a size produce, and then even more fall away heading into the Champagne Stakes over 1,600 metres. So I've put a little futures bet on my profile with Ned's for Nepotism at 15s, which is still pretty short, but in the size. But if he gets into that field, with a lot of these other horses falling away, he could be a shorter price than that. So,
yep,
yes,
nice one. My guy Buffalo ran through the line nicely.
He did.
I reckon he might be. He's written by gelding, Buffalo. But a Champagne, he might be looking for the mile. I don't know. Could be suited.
Yeah. He still hasn't got it figured out yet at all, Buffalo, has he?
No. And they always ride him cold, so I don't think he's really drawing that great barriers either. So
no.
Anyway, he'll be one that will continue to. He'll be around forever.
Yeah, we'll speak about this bloke on the podcast for a long time.
Yep. Okay, so that was the 2-year-olds, but let's get to the Group 1s in Sydney then. Linebacker winning the Randwick Guineas, not on my bingo card.
No, absolutely not.
So, only 2 mile races on the day. That was by, was it pronounced Labaya for Bjorn?
Yeah, Labaya.
Yeah, so they would have beaten Labaya in that Group 3 by about 4 lengths overall. To the 600 metres, they would have been about 7 lengths in front.
Okay.
So they went
quick. It was a genuinely run race.
Yeah, they went very quick, and you kind of saw that with the leader, 10 Berry Wells, finished at long last, 13 lengths.
Turnberry. Remember that horse?
Yeah. So linebacker, full credit to first, second, third, and fourth in a way. They were basically all next in line.
Yeah.
And they're also the class horses though. So,
Yep.
But linebacker surprised me.
Yeah, he surprised me. I was shocked by that. They rode him cold last start, and he didn't finish off at all. I think they've obviously learnt their lesson with this horse is to sit him up and he can absorb some pressure. Who's linebacker by?
Super
Is he
Seth.
Super Seth? Yeah, okay.
So that'd be his first,
Super
maybe?
Seth's first Group 1 winner.
maybe?
Potentially. Son of Dundee, Super Seth.
Like he only finished a few years ago.
Yeah, he beat Alligator Blood in the Caulfield Guineas, I believe, or the Australian Guineas.
One of the two.
One of them. So yeah, I was very surprised by that. But he was fantastic, and Zach Lloyd gets booted off broadsiding because of J-Mac and gets on linebacker, and it's just like,
See you, bruh.
see ya, brah. So yeah, it's good to see Gelding. Like, he showed talent as a 2-year-old, and with his nuts still. Even when he was getting a bit excited in the yard as a spring 3-year-old, like he was still like clearly a horse with talent. But the first 2 starts, his prep just didn't show me enough.
No way.
Particularly, like he started at what, like
At the prices
Yeah.
he was.
exactly. So
Yeah.
not interested. Broadsiding, I don't think the bubbles burst on broadsiding. I just think that he was advanced and they've started to catch up to him.
Yep.
But I also think that he grows. If that was a wet deck yesterday, he would have won.
Yeah.
I think he just grows a leg on a wet deck. Swift Falcon just gets too far back. But I think he's a horse who can reel off some serious sectionals. So in a big field, you made the point of him in a
Donny.
Donny. He's probably going to be a short price now, but
I forget what he was when we were talking about it earlier.
I think he
in
was
the week.
like between 11 and 15 maybe.
Yeah. See, that's...
That if that was 11 to 15 now, you'd be okay with that, but I doubt he would be.
Yeah, I'll look that up. But I think, yeah, full credit to... And it was nice seeing John O'Shea. He was a bit emotional after the race.
I think it's been a while.
Yeah, which I don't know the full circumstances of him moving on from Godolphin, whether it was a mutually beneficial thing or they went see you, bruh, or he went see you, bruh.
I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a story somewhere.
Yeah,
That, no.
kind of before our time.
Yep.
Linebacker, looking at the Doncaster Mile market, linebacker at 9s, broadsiding at 10s, Swift Falcon at 13s. That's a bet.
Yeah, I think that's a bet. He's got a serious engine. Swift Falcon just way too far back and had to make a long sustained run.
He'll be better weighted than those two.
Yeah, I think so. Unless the Randwick Guineas is ballot exemption from getting away. Because remember, Celestial Legend had 49.5.
True. He'll be better weighted than broadsiding, but broadsiding surely won't be heading there. He'll be heading towards a Rosehill Guineas.
I think broadsiding will head towards that, or alternatively, George Ryder against the older horses. See where he stacks up, because I don't think we're going to see him after this autumn.
Really?
Broadsiding, yeah, I don't think so. Particularly because like Animo had unfinished business in the Cox Plate, and he's better than broadsiding, obviously. He was so much better than the rest of the horses his age group, whereas you can't say that about broadsiding on a dry deck. Like, imagine broadsiding, in a Cox Plate as a 4-year-old. Absolutely, he'll be a feature, but, I'm sure Via Sistina is going to go around again.
But
there's a filly that won yesterday who I think will be in a Cox Plate. He's very smart, and the same silks as Via Sistina. Yeah.
But, all right, different circumstances. We were at the Cox Plate last year.
Fuck, phenomenal day.
Like-
Pick the card, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for starting with that point. 10 hour 10 day, like, Japanese style of weather. Hard
Yeah.
deck. Suited Prognosis, suited Via Sistina. Broadsiding was the first local home after those two into third. Changed the tables of like the Mugger 2 All-Star Mile Day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So Dragonette.
It's
Yeah.
like I don't think you put the Q in the rack yet.
You don't think
because
so? I want him to race on.
especially what we saw with Via Sistina in the wet in the spring.
Yeah,
Just
true.
can't handle it.
True.
So it's like, I think that kind of opens the door for him.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if it's a road again, just go like, all right, see you, bruh. Off to the barn you go.
Yeah, exactly. True.
He'll find some sort of wet track over the spring.
I hope so.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they go the George Ryder route versus the Rosehill Guineas. I think they want to see the box ticked at 2,000 metres. That's what I think.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just thinking if they want him in a Queen Elizabeth, they don't want to give him 2 runs at 2,000 metres because I think they want to go 15 to 2,000 with him.
That's a red flag to me anyway.
You reckon?
Yeah. I think...
The one run at 2,000 metres after a George Ryder, like it's been done plenty of times before.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
that's the Winks prep. That's what Animo did. Like,
I guess...
I don't have any issues with that.
Yeah, I guess at that stage of prep, it's probably not as significant. But if I see a horse going from, say, like 11 to 14, that's red flags to me.
Oh, yeah.
But that stage of prep is probably less significant,
Yeah.
so you're probably right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the 3-year-olds. Royal Patronage. I don't think we even knew he was in the race.
No.
TC. Just doing TC things.
Yep, got him into a perfect position.
Yep.
Was just strong enough late.
Yeah, and I think he did a very similar thing on debut here.
Yeah, he did.
At a similar price.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, jumped off the plane and did a phenomenal job. I think it was in a tramway.
Just perfect Waterhouse Bot style horse.
Yeah.
Just tough, can carry weight as well. Was not getting the W's at the end of last prep, but he was still doing the donkey work up front.
Racing consistently.
Yeah.
He's an entire, so clearly he looked good yesterday. Holds a lot of condition. That was a great win. Willie, is he going to be one who's going to be dominating the rest of the prep? Absolutely not. But he's going to be consistent and he's going to inject some pace into the races. Ya love to see it.
So he won first up over the 1,400 metres in a tramway, beating Amelia's Jewel and Kovalika. Then was third, beaten a length in the 7 stakes over the mile by Fangirl and Mike Oberon. Third in the Epsom. That form's looking pretty hot now.
Yeah, hot Nash.
Cheerwolf, Tom Kitten
Kitty Cat.
into second. And then Royal Patronage. So 3 subsequent Group 1 winners from the trifecta there. And then the Hill Stakes, he was beaten into third by 2 lengths. So, and then he went into the Cox Plate. Bit of an afterthought, beating 12.
Absolutely, yeah.
Reading between the lines here, his best performances have been over the mile. So it's like, I think they'll probably just aim for that.
Donny?
Yeah. And he was $11 Royal Patronage.
We know where he's going to be, and he's going to lug some weight, but we know that he can lug some weight.
And these handicaps, interesting. They're usually pretty thin, but I think this year the Doncaster should be pretty solid.
You said yesterday that the Canterbury Stakes raises more questions than answers.
Absolutely does.
So do you want to sort of quickly go through?
Okay. So Royal Patronage and Here to Shock. Here to Shock, Barrier 2, hot Nash on.
Rock hard fit.
Rock hard fit. 1,300 metres is that horse's sweet spot.
Yep.
He will not be turning the tables on these later in the
No,
prep.
but I thought he was going to run well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And, 850 for him that's probably rock bottom odds
Yeah.
in a race like that.
Yep.
Royal Patronage is 20s, probably higher if you're betting elsewhere. Magic Time into third. Now, Magic Time and Sunshine in Paris, third and fourth, very similar runs, held up for about 150 to 200 metres in the straight. Just didn't really get a look at it properly.
No, so both of them, I think, ran super, all things considered. Sunshine in Paris, if she drew a better gate, arguably wins.
She was over racing though as well.
Oh, really? I didn't have eyes for her when she was over
Her
racing.
mouth was wide open and she was throwing her head around, which I've never really seen before.
No.
She's usually pretty relaxed, but beaten wide gate, over racing, still beaten less than 1.5 lengths.
Yeah.
Like, that's a phenomenal return.
And Magic Time, when she had to duck back up on the inside, it's funny because a gap on the fence opened up. But she's a good, honest mare, and whatever both of those mares go into, there'll be a chance for the rest of the prep.
Absolutely.
They're just great mares.
Yep. Cheerwolf, beaten 2.5.
Tick.
That was fine from him.
Yep.
I think, I want to see this horse out to the mile to 2,000 metres.
Yep.
Queen Elizabeth for him.
Yep.
Now we get into the hairy ones. Switzerland, beaten 3 lengths. You made the point, 1,000 metres to 1,300, to my point just before. Tough.
No, it didn't.
At this quality of field.
Stunk from the outset for me, and didn't want to have a bar of Switzerland. And on the flip side, like the Jolly Star sort of stunk to me a little bit. Got that one wrong. Talk more about that later. But Switzerland for me, I just didn't understand it.
No.
I didn't understand it. He's ran super down the straight before. You're lightning. You basically look at. You're like, yeah, he runs third. The conditions first up 1,000 metres maybe a bit too sharp for this horse. Let's just keep him at the Newmarket. Keep him down in Flemington for the Newmarket. Would he have won? Probably not, the way Jolly Star ran, but and from there it's just like, where do they take him now? Like freshen him up for a TJ, or is that it? I don't know. It's probably not it. You probably want to see him run again.
$4.80 he started.
Yeah, Whirlpool tote was just absolutely ridiculous.
That's the Waller J-Mac Coolmore
Yeah.
combination there, right there. Has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awfully short. Like Magic Time 440, Sunshine in Paris rock solid at 650. Cheerwolf at 8 was probably supported as well. Switzerland 480. Like we were both not keen on him at all. No. He's not one of mine though.
He's one of mine, but I've got out of the casino with that horse.
Yeah, fair. NCAP ran fine. Like, he was 60 to 1.
Yeah.
But he beat home Steffi Magnetica, Celestial Legend, Militarize. You would need to see him again.
Yeah.
And Airman was dross. But Steffi.
She looked horrific in the yard.
Yeah.
So underdone.
Yeah.
I was shocked by how woolly she was.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Yeah. Okay. She's had I feel like she ran a lot last year. She was up early, then she came back for like a end of autumn prep, and then she had a Queensland winter, and then she ran in the Everest.
6 words. She can run on a bit. She can, mate.
Yeah. 550 she started. Didn't understand that.
Didn't understand it. Particularly after that yard.
Where Sunshine in Paris looked glowing. She
looked phenomenal.
Ton better. And what they look in the yard doesn't necessarily guarantee them to run well.
No, but it's a pretty good. But it's a pretty good indication, mate.
Vice versa. The worst parade I've ever seen in real life was in secret in the winter here. I've never seen a horse look worse. She looked horrific.
Something wasn't right with her. She still ran well though.
She ran third that day, I believe.
Yeah. But something wasn't right with her, and she was retired pretty soon after.
Yeah. So they can run well if they look poor. But yes, Steffi in this type of operation, not for me. Celestial Legend out to $61. It was wild stuff.
I think bro needs to give it away. He's not interested.
He did beat home his other, I don't know,
compatriot.
Yeah,
he's done deal half brother.
Yeah, Militarize. But they were both. One was beaten 5.3 lengths with his nuts, i.e. Celestial Legend, and then Militarize was beaten 5.4 lengths without his nuts. So
Militarize of literally like shoots blank. So talk about the irony. Militarize, warfare, shooting. Bro can't.
Yeah.
Complete forgive. Like first up after 12 months, like we'll see more from him.
Militarize of what am I doing back here, fam?
Yeah, Militarize of I was having the best time ever, fam.
What is this, Dross?
But I was doing it. I was
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Unlucky, bruh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think there'll be a couple of one in particular. I think in Celestial Legend, we said that prior to what you did. You've been hot on it for a minute that he
Yeah.
won't be back.
No.
All right, let's get to the Group 1s in Flemington. We'll go back to the undercards later. Now, Flemington sectionals, right? Now, there was three races over the mile yesterday. Treasurethe Moment, the All-Star Mile with Tommy Kitten,
Kitty cat, Dom.
and then Jenny Lala in the last. So Treasurethe Moment would have beaten the All-Star mile field by 7.2 lengths on raw figures, and Jenny Lala in the last by 9.2. She's just an absolute bully, this horse.
She's a bully.
She's far better than the rest of them.
Far better.
Like, in her, I think I said this early in the season. With these restricted, like, 3-year-old races, the cream just rises to the top every single time, and you can trust them.
Yeah.
Like the best ones.
Yep. We spoke about it on the podcast where there was a few horses at short odds that we were talking about, and we raised the fact that she was like $1.80 or something like that at the time. It's just like, yeah, that's jam though, because you're not doubling your money, but bad luck beats her in this race. Therefore, you put your money in, and you come out and you're like, oh shit, I've got nearly double the amount of money that I started with.
So her, Broadsiding, and Mr. B were the ones that we were talking about.
Yep.
And she was the one that we were keen on at the shorts, and we don't like taking the shorts that
No,
often.
but happily took them yesterday.
Yeah,
Happily.
Like, and you said she'll start a very similar price to Lady Shenandoah, but this was a better setup than Lady Shenandoah.
Yeah, way better.
So,
So yeah.
so you raised the point that this is the best 3-year-old.
I think she's the best. I think she's the best. Because she just, like, Lady Shenandoah is very good, really, really good. But I don't know, this one, she just oozes that X factor quality. She puts herself up on speed. She parades super. She looks big. She's won from 1,300 metres to 2,500 metres. Yes, against her own sex or against her own age, but she's got all the hallmarks of a genuine weight for age horse. And you said yesterday, the trainer, Matt Laurie, underrated. He doesn't get a lot of like superstars, but he was bullish yesterday. He said this this is easily the best horse we've ever had.
Her, I'd have to compare, but she doesn't have like a. I just find it interesting some of the like the cadence that they run in. She almost gives me like Black Caviar vibes. The way she just like, it's just like stocky almost. Yeah. It's like effortless.
Yeah. God, she's a serious talent, and she has the Vinery stud at her mercy. Will she go to the Oaks? Like, you'd assume so. But then for me, she's one where you can firmly tick. She's not Zardozi, because Zardozi, we found out, is a genuine stayer. I think Treasurethe Moment is a genuine weight for age horse.
All right.
She's so good.
Devil's advocate. This is who she's beaten in her 1, 2, 3.
Hang on a second.
4, 5, 6. That's a picket fence. Has more structural integrity than my fence right here.
Yeah.
All right, so this is who she's beaten into 2nd and 3rd, right? Cadme, Chewing Gum, Acted Non-Verba, Comanche Miss, Powers of Opal, Killcare Beach Girl, Hurry Curry, Jenny the Fox, Two Darn Lizzie, and Sneaky Sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
No superstars there.
No. But it's one of those occasions where you can only beat who you can beat.
Yeah.
No, she's better. She's very good. Very good.
I agree. I think she's very good. So the Vinery will be the one, and I reckon you might get a price for her. I reckon she might drift on the day. It's like they might take it on because it's like the market just might go, who is she beating?
Yeah, but the drift will be what, $2?
Yeah.
She'll open sub 2s.
Depends if Autumn Glow's there.
I don't think Autumn Glow will be there.
Right.
I think Autumn Glow is going to be up here for the Queensland Oaks.
What?
I think so.
That's horny stuff.
I think so. I think she's going to do the Winx prep. Come up here to Queensland, peel off a Queensland Oaks, 4-year-old mare, RMP. Did you see her trial the other day?
No.
Good.
Was she back?
J-Mac was on. It was one of those. J-Mac had to pull her up because he was sitting like 4th or 5th on her, did nothing, and she saw another horse and just went bang out of a bullet, like just out of a cannon, and just started to like literally like turn a foot past the horse. J-Mac's like, whoa, girl.
Yeah, right.
And she was full of running. Like she's a talent. But I don't think we'll see Treasurethe Moment, Lady Shenandoah, Autumn Glow, and Aliana. If we ever see them clash, it's not going to be as a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
It'll be as a 4-year-old.
Interesting. Okay.
Got some smarties. It's good to see.
Yeah, I feel like this 3-year-old group is just like taking a bit to kind of mature.
Rennie Matua, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like...
a few geldings as well, which is good because it means, injection of fresh blood into the weight for age stocks.
Let's just go broadsiding and be done with it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I've seen him go around for years.
Exactly.
But he'll never be a triplet.
No, he won't.
He won't.
Kitty cat Tom.
Kitty cat Tom.
Now, God, he's slow out of the gates, isn't he?
He's got the worst barrier manners.
You know what he needs? He needs a bloody extension.
I think he does. He's a big horse, Tom Kitten.
He's got a massive stride on him.
Yeah.
Just takes an absolute age to wind up. But
Benny Mellum gets along well with him.
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. First time early this prep, apparently, even though he rode him in the Golden Eagle, I believe. So,
Yeah, he did.
Figure that out. But smart. Official margin, 0.1 lengths. So Mr. Brightside had every possible chance. Mm-hmm. Every possible.
Yeah.
I've been big on Mr. Brightside, Flemington not being his track. Mm-hmm. I think he adds another length or two to a Caulfield or Moonee Valley where he can just like kind of just use the bends to his advantage.
Yep.
I think a long straight really it kind of takes away from his brilliance around a bend, and also makes him a bit of a sitting duck. And a horse like Tom Kitten needs all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Take this horse to the Queen Anne. You know, straight mile at Royal Ascot or something.
Yeah.
That'd be great for him.
It would be. Oh, Kitty Cat Tom, that resuming run was no fluke. Like, it's his second prep as a gelding. He had oodles of talent as a colt, but then got too coltish.
Yeah.
He just took a little while to sort of wind back up again. I don't think Tommy Kitten's ever going to be put together a fucking picket fence type of horse.
No way.
Because he needs the setup, and they walked, and he was able to stay close and just out-sprinted Mr. Brightside. Mr. Brightside every chance, but Kitty Cat Tom was good.
Heir apparent to Cascadian.
Yeah, I made that point on the podcast during the week. It took him a while to get consistent. By the end of his prep, you're like, you're going to get a good race out of this horse.
3 or 4 time Group 1 winner.
Yep.
Cascadian.
Yep.
What did he win? He won an All Age. He won an Australia Cup. He won
twice. Did he win the Australia Cup twice?
Yes, he might have.
And then he won like a Donny or an Epsom or something like that. He won a handicap mile.
Yeah. Good horse.
He was a good horse.
Yeah.
I was on the bandwagon very early with that horse.
When he was, I reckon he placed in, 2 or 3 Cantalas?
Something like that. And then I jumped off.
Yeah.
Because he burnt me too many times.
He could run on a bit, but he put it together.
He put it together. Good to see. Big baldy face.
Yeah. But yeah, Kitty Cat Tom, I was whipping him home at home.
Good on you.
Yeah.
I said I would have loved to have seen it, and we saw it. So that was a nice win.
Yeah.
And what price did you get for him? Like 5s?
I think I got
shorter.
550. He started 460.
Yeah, so market liked him.
Mr. B out to 270, which is a big price for him. If you got that for him, I think you were pretty happy with your ticket.
Yep.
The one we didn't understand. Now, arguably unlucky, Jamie Mellon to stay on another wheel.
Yeah, God.
Oof. Gosh, she finds some bad luck sometimes.
She does,
like
yeah.
Just clipped heels of Mr. B, I believe, into 4th. But he started 270 in another wheel.
Yeah.
And he was finishing off even after all that trouble, he finished off quite nicely.
Yeah, I think another wheel. I don't think as soon as he sort of gets boxed in with a big stride, like he needs to get out at the right time so he can really accelerate out, and he just didn't get that yesterday. I think he could have won if he had Tom Kitten's run. I reckon arguably he could have won, but he didn't. So,
well, he's proven to be pretty versatile though.
Yeah,
can do it from the back, albeit in like benchmark 90 grade. And then do it somewhat from the front too.
Yeah.
Sitting off the leads.
But what we've learned about Another Will is he's a genuine way fresh horse, which is good.
Yeah.
It's good. But I think the market is always going to find that horse.
He'll be competitive in these Melbourne Group 1s.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Because he'll probably just keep going up against Mr. Brightside.
Yeah. And now Kitty Cat Tom.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was nice.
And who are the other runners in that race? Who ran third?
Light Infantry.
Infantry Man. He's one who started to find some consistency as well.
Just took a bit of time. And the gelding operation obviously helped him.
Light Infantry, not so much of a man.
Light Infantry boy. And then, who finished last? Oh, yeah, Flying Trapeze. Beaten 10 lengths.
No words from me.
Honestly.
No words from me.
Tissue probably a bit disappointing, but to your point, she's a mare that just needs an age to get into a preparation.
49th career start as well.
Wow.
It's getting on.
That's Bella Nib's numbers.
Getting on.
Yeah. Considering that 2 or 3 years ago, she stood in the gates at Randwick one day, and you're like, well, she has
I was on.
Zero interest.
I was on.
Yeah.
Never backed her since then.
Yeah.
I haven't. How could I?
No, you couldn't. You could not.
How could I?
Was Jolly Star the win of the day?
Yeah. Oh, Treasurethe Moment was pretty good. But Jolly Star in a Group 1, yeah.
Beaten by 1.5 lengths, but she should have won by 3 or 4.
Yeah.
She was held up. I was like, Frosty, you have nuts of steel, bruh. Because he didn't try and force it. He's like, no. A run will come.
Yeah.
And then she saw the gap, went straight through it, went like, that's mine, bruh. See you later.
These Zoo Star horses down the straight.
340 she started.
Yeah, God.
I think we were talking about her at 460, 480 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think I jumped on about 4s on my profile, so you'd have to check it. It'd be there. Like, I've got receipts. I was very keen on her. I thought she was the class horse, and she proved to be that.
Yeah, absolutely she was. I just got the ick from
I understand it.
the change of state. But I'm a fan of the horse.
Yeah.
She ran super. When I was watching the race, I was on Espionage Drifters, and what I will say is that Frosty might have nuts of steel. Dean Yendall certainly doesn't, because he was a bit blocked up on Espionage, and bro was searching for runs like straight away and never got it. Whereas like the gaps where he was were just opening up left, right, and centre. But would he have won? No. But I would have liked to have had a run for my money at a big price. But no, Jolly Star, full credit to her. And yeah, she was a class of the race, and yeah, it was a below par edition of the Newmarket, absolutely. But what we learned out of that is that, well, Jolly Star is clearly a very good horse. Does she come back up for the TJ, I assume?
Oh, I think you'd have to. Where does she measure up?
Yeah.
I think you have to. Because, like, they're not going to keep her in Melbourne for a William Reid, I don't think.
No.
I think she's too good for that.
Yeah.
I think Chris Waller with the... this is probably the most we've seen him, like, chop and change to a plan B for the horses. But
for a while, yeah.
I think it's interesting that they didn't... They clearly didn't... They wanted to split Switzerland and her apart, which, you know, I thought was a vote of confidence.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway. Good win. What else was a highlight?
Vinrock in the size.
Yes. So, that race would have been... Let me just do some quick maths here on my sectional data. That would have been, on raw times, beaten 7.5 lengths to Is It Me?
Yep.
2-year-olds, though. 2-year-olds versus a Group 3 handicap race. Is It Me? Absolutely brained him.
He brained him. It was a really good win.
Yeah.
Really good win.
Wasn't on my profiles, that one. But, yeah, Isn't Me absolutely brained him. But, yeah, Vinrock did it from the front. You know, probably had it his own way up front, but smart horse.
Yeah, it's only his second start, Vinrock. Again, a Matt Laurie trained horse. He will come up to Sydney and contest the English Sires, 1,400 metres. I'll put a little tip on him in my profiles as well. So I've got 2 bets in the race, and that'll do me. Him and what was the other one? Who were we just talking about before?
Nepotism. Middle Earth.
Oh, yeah. Good win.
Smashed. Like, that's the Sneesby late plunge, that.
Yeah, the CS plunge. He would have had an absolute fill-up.
Well,
See his bloody multi on the Broncos. What? It's just a ludicrous bet.
Yeah, but he would have had a fill-up, but he also would have got the inside mail from the stable. Wotan just goes out there and wins, and didn't fall that way.
No.
But Middle Earth, woof, $3.50. Zara, Ma, hell of a win that.
Yeah. Particularly when his best form in the Northern Hemisphere is between 24 and 28. So it's a terrific return.
I think 24 is where they will be getting the fruits of their labour with this horse.
Yep. So for this prep, Tancred is the aim. 2,400 metres weight for age tick. I think that's actually going to be a bit of a smart race. Who would have thought?
Well, who won it last year? Chris Lee's train thing?
Oh, wasn't Arapaho.
No. Oh, maybe he won it last year.
No, he won it the year before, I think. Oh, maybe it was Arapaho. What's the Chris Lee's train thing? It starts with a K.
Anyway.
It's really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. I didn't find it. That's for sure.
Calipore.
So, yeah, the Tancred can be a bit of a mixed bag.
Calipore, Arapaho, Jewis.
Jewis was a good winner.
Sir Dragonet.
Good winner.
VE. Avilius. Remember him?
He was a good horse.
Yeah.
That's why Godolphin's lacking. Just a little bit of
Yeah.
that imported brilliance.
Yeah.
Just to stock up, just to, really shore up our weight for age ranks.
Mate, Almandin, Jamaica, Preferment, Hartnell.
Yeah, it's a good...
Great honour roll, that.
It's traditionally a really good race.
Just a couple of dross years. Probably 3, I'd say.
cyclical.
Yeah.
3 years?
Calipore, Arapaho, Jewis.
Jewis is a good winner.
Yeah.
Mate, that was all for Australia Cup win, where she brained him.
Yeah. I think she was overrated.
That was the peak of her powers, though. She never came back the same.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty sure that one was at Newcastle because of the rain in Sydney.
Yeah, so it wasn't really a true addition.
Yeah. So it wasn't a Tancred, it was a tank less.
Yeah, it would have been over 2,200.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they run 2,400 there.
No.
And the Vinery was that day. Fangirl
Fangirl.
won it, and she won it over 1,800, not 2,000.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Middle Earth, in summary, was great.
Yep.
And then in Sydney, going back there, pocketing was a nice, again, I don't know, I'm losing count of how many giveaways in a row the source is finding. No spoil at the price, but only just got there.
Got the head bob.
Yep. Enriched was a nice little kickstart to the day. Tempted was good. And then Jetabil in the
challenge,
yeah. I was looking through. I'm like, 1,000-meter horses for 1,000-meter races, but I don't know, $10. Would I have ever found this horse at that price in these circumstances away for age? Probably not.
We don't really have any standout 1,000-meter horses at the moment who stretch out to 12. I feel like a lot of our best 1,200-meter horses at the moment are probably more 1,400-meter horses who, like the fact that Sunshine in Paris and Magic Time will probably both run in the TJ, I imagine, started off at 1,300 metres, not at 1,000, tells me that we're lacking that really, really sharp sprinter at
like
the
ball
moment.
of muscle types.
Yeah, Eduardo. We're missing that at the moment.
Redzel. Early in his career. Nature Strip. Early in his career.
It's not a bad thing. It just is what it is at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good summary. Komachi ran well.
Yeah, she ran really well.
She's consistent. Just need to pick your days. You know? IME was disappointing. Like, I was warming to her, just given the good track that we found. J-Mac, Barrier 2, I thought she'd just kind of like be up just behind the speed and kind of just go out there and win. And she was just going up and down in one place. So I kind of need to see her do it again now.
I was on her yesterday. I thought the setup was great, and I was going to forgive her previous run. I made my money from her in the spring, though. Where she won, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So she doesn't owe me anything.
Uncommon James. Not a bad little return by him.
Not a bad return.
Yeah, good to see him back.
Not a bad return. Yeah. Maybe they'll save him. Maybe they'll freshen him up and do him 10,000.
And the Japanese son of Maurice, Marzu, just too hard for him, the big fella.
Yeah.
But, only beaten 2 lengths. So, let's have a look forward to next week. What have we got next week? We have let's get rid of the dogs and the hurdles. Next week we have the Coolmore Classic. That's it.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. So the Coolmore Classic, we have Amelia's Jewel at 340 with Lady Shenandoah, Lady Camelot at 7s, Cool Volant 10s, Aliana at 11s, Miss Robini at 11s, Steffi Magnetica at 11s, Magic Time at 12s, Alentia at 13s, Alsafina at 15s, Firestorm, Jolly Star 15s.
This race will fall away pretty significantly. Oh, Lady Shenandoah, she's going to be incredibly hard to beat. I'd rather take her at $3.40 compared to Amelia's Jewel. Cool Volant at 10's not the worst, absolutely. And Scarlet Oak at 15's at the moment. She'll get in with no weight. So, but yeah, Lady Shenandoah, $3.40. I think the only issue is if she actually goes there, because I feel like there's a race for 3-year-old fillies on that day that Chris Oil might just think,
Oh, surely he sees the quality of this. He's like, it's basically you or Amelia's Jewel.
yeah,
Really. They're the main.
Yeah, pretty
maybe
much.
Cool Volant as they're the main dangers.
if it's double figures,
yeah.
couldn't talk you out of having a bet.
Depends how much he rates Alentia, maybe.
Yep.
If he thinks that mare is going great, but will it be a different circumstance to what we saw in that Amelia's Jewel race? Because that was probably one of the most. There's some sedate tempo set.
That was ridiculous.
That
wasn't
was ridiculous. Should have heard Richo after the race. He was scathing
What
of
did
the
he
way.
say?
He was like, that was completely and utterly a non-event. It was like, they just absolutely handed that to Amelia's Jewel. They should be ashamed of themselves, basically.
Well said, Richo.
Yeah.
Just looking at the futures markets there, so we've got the Coolmore Classic Group 1. Then the week after is obviously Golden Slipper Day. 5 Group 1s.
5 of them.
Something I've completely forgotten to even talk about on the podcast up until this moment is a Group 1 competition for the drifters.
Oh!
I could
Yeah.
literally have completely forgotten about it. I think Golden Slipper Day would be a fantastic way to kick it off. Run it through till day 2 of the champs.
Easy.
Let's do that.
Short, sharp.
So we've got 2 weeks until it starts then, pretty much. So this is your first heads up, drifters. I'll send some emails out prior to the podcast on Wednesday this week, basically saying, hey guys, would you be interested in partaking again? I think we'll do the same thing. $1,000 for the winner.
Yep.
Um,
And probably one of these.
Yep, and a cap. And yeah, same sort of situation as last time, but I'll get the website up and running again. We'll get some emails out. I'm assuming with both days of the championships and the Golden Slipper Day, we're probably looking at about maybe a dozen Group 1s in total.
Usually
Australia
it's
Cup as
4-4.
well.
Yeah, there'd be some in Melbourne.
Yep.
So, yeah.
William
probably
Reid.
It'd be between 10 and 15, I'd say.
Yep, which is a good amount.
Yep. Yeah. And it's like Slipper Day. It's like the day.
Horny.
Good stuff.
Horny
Yeah.
for Slipper Day.
Yeah. Well, should we have a look at the markets real quick?
Uh-huh.
All right. All right. So we kind of did the slipper market, but Wotan at 6s, Tempted, Tentris at 7s, Rivellino at 12s, Within the Law at 13s, Devil Knight 15s with West of Swindon, Bellazane at 17s with North England, and Tycoon Star had a bit of a think about it yesterday. And then it's longer the rest. Comedy at $41 is still a big price for that, Colt. That's already on my profiles. You can find it there somewhere. I think him at $41 and Within the Law are the two plays for me. Easy.
What's the name of the race that Shinzo won, which is the quick backup?
Let me get up Racing Australia.
So there's a race next Saturday, the one that Shinzo won a couple of years ago, and then he was on a 7-day backup into the slipper. Not there?
No, it's the Pago.
Pago, that's right. I think the United States will be in that race, and he was given an absolute butcher by K-Mac a few weeks ago. He's 34s in the slipper at the moment. If he's in that race, he won't be $34 in that race. And if he's in the market in that race, I might have a little spec on him in the slipper for the Chris Waller quick backup.
Yep.
But aside from that, look, I think Rivellino at 12s, like if we're looking at that English form for me, I was really taken by Tentris's win yesterday. I think Within the Law, absolutely, and Devil Knight. So there's a stack there. But
Yep.
if I'm going to bet in the race, which obviously I will, responsibly, I'll probably find something of value, just have a little spec on,
Yeah.
and just watch.
Yep.
Maybe something like Devil Knight, my Blue
Yep.
Diamond winner.
Yep. Last few winners of the Pago, Dublin Down, who I think started about $20 to $30 and ran near last. Shinzo obviously won it. Rise of the Masses, Shakiro, who won the 2-year-old Magic Millions as well. Prague, Cosmic Force, Swimmer. I believe that's the year that Cosmic Force beat out Komochi, maybe? Actually, no, it wouldn't be because this is restricted to Colts and Geldings. Anyway, there must be another 2-year-old race for the fillies on the same day.
Yeah.
Written by also won it.
Wow, yeah.
He won the Blue Diamond, didn't he,
Yeah.
that year? So it'd be the Magic Knight. So the Magic Knight winners. So Drifting won it last year.
She's done her job.
Yeah. Steel City.
Yep.
That's right. Because she was my pick in the Diamond that year. And she was held up nowhere to go. Didn't have a run at it. She's Extreme.
Yep.
Arcaded for Godolphin. Thermosphere. Kiamichi. Shout out to you, Corno. Sunlight and Tulip. Not a bad crop there.
That's not a bad crop at all.
So, anyway. They might just kind of present themselves really, really late. Now, the next one we have is the Galaxy. Private Harriet, $2.60. Briasa at 7s. Traffic Warden at 8s. Headwall at 12s, who was good in the Newmarket. Benedetta at 15s, who was luckless. Espionage, Estriella, Growing Empire, who we didn't actually talk about. He finished 4th in the Newmarket. I Am Me, Jetabil, Komochi at 15s. Komochi at 15s.
Group 1 winner.
Yeah.
Excuse me, she'll have to carry some weight. Private Harry looks to be a really smart colt.
Yeah.
Really, really smart colt.
Not the Squiddy Spirit. Same Silks. The filly, Arabian Summer, and Lady Camelot form from the Magic Millions.
Yep. Oh, mate. And, yeah, he looks to be really smart. $2.60 short, but that race will fall away, and there's a lot of things that'll have to carry weight.
It's missed at $26. Where's she at?
Don't know where she's at. I don't know if we'll see her, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
She's very smart and fast.
Yeah. Okay.
George Ryder. Now, that's a race.
All right. The George Ryder is... Fuck, if I can find it. You go through the market.
Fangirl 350, Cheer Wolf 440, I Wish I Win 6s, Brightside 6s, Broadsiding, Royal Patronage, Tom Kitten 8s, Steffi 10s, Al Mabia, which is I think a Willie Haggis horse, at 11s, another Will 11s, Gringotts 15s, Linebacker 15s.
Along with the rest.
Yep.
Interesting.
That's a smart little race.
Fangirl's come back pretty well.
Come back super.
Weather forecast would... I'd have to wait.
Yep.
Which could throw this slipper out to be anything. Because
Yeah.
they've all been running on good tracks. If they find a wet track on slipper day,
Imagine that.
absolute carnage.
Yep. That's when you're just looking at it and you're just thinking, who's got the breeding?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where to go there. George Ryder, is that weight for age or a handicap?
Wait for age.
Well, Patronage was pretty good.
And he's bigger price.
$8, 20s into 8s, probably not. Yeah, okay. I Wish I Win's interesting.
I think he's a rung below.
Yeah. That was a nice little jab that you gave him. Is it the Ramvet? Here we go. So, Beer Sustainer $1.60. Dubai Honour's come back.
He needs a wet deck nowadays.
Right. But, well, that other horse, that Al Abia, or whatever it was, that would just be the travelling companion.
I don't know if it's vice versa this time.
Okay.
Because remember Dubai Honour was like 12s and he absolutely brained them. But Dubai Honour, he's been, since dominating here, he's been a globetrotter. Hasn't really won, but has always ran super. So wouldn't shock, but if Via Sustina turns up at her best.
Yeah.
Should be hard to
Prognosis beat him
Yeah.
in the Hong Kong, whatever it is. Him and Romantic Warrior beat him by 4 or 5 lengths, 6 lengths.
So that's a good comparison.
Yeah. Buckaroo, interesting.
Interesting.
Faulkner Park, Shaw, Elias, potentially, but yeah, Via will be awfully hard to beat there. And then the Rosehill Guineas, Broadsiding 350, Gold Rush Guru at 420, Linebacker 5, Swift Fountain at 6s, Feroce at 11s, Treasure the Moment 11s, Aliana at 13s. Interesting. I reckon they'll take Broadsiding here. He's not even in the market at the George Ryder.
He is.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh.
He's $8.
Oh. He is in the market. That's what I meant to say.
William Reed's that same day as well.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ, that's 6 Route 1s.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I saw Jimmy Starr was in the market for the William Reed.
He's 480 favourite.
Yeah.
Then Benedetta, Jolly, Private Harry, Growing Empire, Sunshine, Komochi, Estriella, IME. This race will fall away pretty significantly, having the Galaxy on the same day.
Jimmy's a bet there.
Jimmy's a bet.
Depends if he gets around Caulfield, surely he gets around Mooney Valley.
I think the key with him is a bit of a gap between runs. Fresh sprinter, and just...
Is Nadal in that market?
No, I ran into this after we were talking about him. He's injured. I know, missing some Smarties this autumn, unfortunately.
Speaking of injuries, second to Portsea.
Oh, yeah, God. Second to Portsea, did a tendon drifters, unfortunately. So she has been retired. She will become a broodmare. She'll be a wonderful mum. She's for sale at some stage this week, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, so I'm doing some track work, did a tendon, unfortunately. So she finished her career with 2 seconds in a row. The last one she probably should have won, all things considered, but owes us nothing.
I think
hell of a ride.
It would have been about this weekend a year ago that we had our first winner, I reckon. I reckon it was around my birthday last year.
Yep. Oh, so good.
That was good stuff. That was a good little period.
Yep.
I think she started about 13-1 that day. It was good stuff.
It was so good.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be back on Wednesday. Tipping comp. Check your emails. we'll put it into links and that sort of thing from next week.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for listening. And what are you doing? Get on the profiles
Exactly.
on Neds.
Exactly. Like this, between the two of us, the source and the victim, the last 3 weeks are striking at 50%. What more could you possibly want?
And there's civilian bets in there as well. It's like, all right, outside of that, I'm going to bet interstate. I'm going to do that.
Exactly.
You add in a Newmarket winner. You add in an All-Star Mile winner. You add in something else.
Exactly.
What else do you want? I ask you. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you Wednesday.
See you, Drifters.